What is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode number 79. I'm here with Coach Ed Gladney, Nikki C's, and Blaze Radio. How's everyone doing?
Good.
That is
Hanging
good.
in there, hanging in there.
And Nikki, how about yourself, bro?
Hey, I'm great right now.
Hey, that sounds good, man. We got a
fresh
lot
cut,
of...
short for the summer. Got finished dinner, so
There
all
we
good.
go. There we go. We got Ryan in the chat. What's good, Ryan? We got
he was
Arku
in
in
the
the
chat early.
Yeah, Ryan's a big supporter of everybody. Appreciate everyone who's supporting this podcast, especially. We could not do this without you guys, man. Baba Booey. Baba Booey. But yeah, let's get it started by talking about Kawhi Leonard withdrawing from the Olympics, and you have Derek White taking his spot. So I'm going to start with Nikki here. How do you feel about Derek White replacing Kawhi Leonard?
I think this is a good choice for us. Now, would he be the first choice? That depends on who you ask. But hey, Kawhi decided he wanted out. We needed a replacement. You know, Derek White's a good choice because now you got a mix of some veterans and some younger guys. You got your veterans, your LeBrons, your KDs, your Stephs, and you also got some younger guys in there too with Bam. And don't forget Embiid is a veteran too, because he would count as a veteran too. But now you got Derek White as another younger guy in there. That's good. We need a mix of those guys for this team. Because even like you see the Redeem team we were just talking about, that was a team that had a mix of veterans and younger guys, and it worked out.
Yeah.
So I think Derek White's a good choice for him. He's probably like, hey, let me use this as an opportunity to expand my popularity, get my name out there more, and that could help me going forward. And I even saw a comment on my short saying, hey, I'm glad injury-prone Kawhi is away. Derek White's one of the best, which I don't know if I go that far, but hey, there are people out here that share my perspective that Derek White's a good choice for the team. That was the point.
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
I'm a huge fan of Derek White and his game. I hate the team that he plays on, but I'm a huge fan of his game.
And he was the X factor for that entire championship run in the playoffs. Don't forget that. So he's coming into this Olympics hot.
He is. Blaze, how do you feel about this? About Derek White?
I guess you can understand Kawhi wanting to concentrate on all the off-season stuff. I got no problem with it. Like you guys were alluding to, I could probably, not offhand, but I could probably think of a couple names that I would put ahead of Derek White. But at this point, do we really need any more shooters? Do they really need any more ball hawks? No, they need just players for the team. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm sure I could find a name or two out there that I would have picked over Derek White. But like you guys are saying, he proved he could do it in big-time games. With more than one star on the court already. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Yep. And honestly, you don't know why that actually, like, Kawhi Leonard actually wanted out. Like, did want to stay healthy? Who knows? Maybe there was another reason, personal. So, Coach, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm like you guys. It's perfectly fine to add on to Blaze's argument. I mean, there are others you probably could have, looked at. But it's also did those guys, request out? We don't know. They don't tell us. So he's here. He's a glue guy because that's also a contributing factor. Like Blaze said, he's a glue guy. So you definitely need those type of players on any team. So I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah. And actually, people are saying that Jaylen Brown got snubbed. Like, people are saying that he should have gone over Derek White. But, like I said before, maybe he just didn't want to do it. Maybe other stuff is going on during off-season. So, yeah, Jaylen Brown, I would love to have him in over Derek White. But I'm a huge fan of Derek White's game, and I'm happy for him. So, other than that, I'm good.
As long as he cuts that hair, keeps his hair cut.
Right.
Nobody wants to see that anymore, Derek White.
Yeah, that is right. What is up, man? Thank you for stopping by. Tommy, what is good? Daniel's in the chat. What is good with everybody? And yeah, and now DeMar DeRozan signs with the Kings via signing trade. That was a big move for Sacramento. I thought he would go, where did I say, Houston, I think. But, yeah, DeMar DeRozan to the Kings. I'm going to start out with Blaze. How do you feel about it?
Well, this is one of the many names that we've heard rumored to be going to LA with LeBron's new team, and we saw none of it happen. Like, there's all these rumors of Chris Paul, DeRozan, Levine. There's every free agent that was actually out there was rumored to go to the Lakers at one point, and now it's like, as a Laker fan, now you're sitting there going, are they going to do anything, or are we just sticking with this team, hoping for a couple of league minimum vets to come on to support the team? Because I was right off the bat thinking they were going to go get Clay or somebody, and for them to be kind of empty-handed right now, just hoping on hopefully some free agents. I mean, you can say the draft, but I don't think we're going to see Bronny until after the All-Star break, possibly. And it's like, I don't know. So DeRozan going to the Kings, I think it's a nice fit. He doesn't need to be the number one guy there. I mean, they have things in place where they've been competing for the last couple years. So, I mean, does it put them over the hump and make them championship competitors? Which DeMar DeRozan do we get? The one that's fleeting the last few years in Chicago, or the one who could, carry a team back in the day for a while. So if he's got anything left in the tank, that could be a hell of a valuable pickup for the Kings, who've been kind of just floating around in the middle there.
Middle. Yeah. Nikki, DeMar DeRozan to the Kings.
I mean, on paper, this looks like a solid pickup. Now, for DeRozan, I do think his stats my stats might go down from the 3 years he was in Chicago, because he had to be one of the workhorses and try his best to carry the team. No disrespect to DeMar, but that didn't work out too well. But with the Kings, there's better talent around. You're not going to see him shooting as much because there's other players that can score. You got Keegan Murray and company. You got Sabonis and those guys. They can do stuff too. It's not just DeMar. So hopefully he blends in well. For the Kings' sake, he blends in well with them, and he's that veteran upgrade they need to help, in a competitive, tough Western Conference. Because last year they put up a solid fight, but they only got to the play-in tournament and lost to a Zionless Pelicans. You definitely, you got good young guys, but they need a veteran, and hopefully for them, DeMar DeRozan's a guy, and he's a guy. He was with the Raptors when they won that chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he knows what it's like to win a chip. He's been there, done that. So he brings that experience to the table for Sacramento. So on paper, this looks good. But ultimately, we will, as always, have to see if it actually plays out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Coach.
Hey, he's back home in California. And, that could definitely help to energize him a little bit more. And like you guys said, I mean, he doesn't have to be the focal point. His mid-game will help open up a lot more for that offense. He'll get good paint touches, but and he can still get you 20 a night, when necessary. But he's not needed. He's not relied upon. So it still goes through De'Aaron Fox as always, and he has a good low post player there too. So that'll help his game as well as he helped their game. And also on the defensive end, I think he helps out a little bit more, in some wing support. He doesn't have to be the number one wing defender, but you can switch off on him, and he can still be adequate and serviceable. And he's a veteran, and he knows how to play the game. So it's a good fit.
It's a very, very good fit. And what's funny? As soon as the deal was done, he went to the WNBA for their game, and they already said, welcome to the Sacramento Kings, DeMar DeRozan. Like, that was the quickest breaking news or addition that I've seen. So just like, news travels fast. With DeMar DeRozan, he does bring like an extra 15 to 18 points per game. That helps De'Aaron Fox out. That helps Sabonis. And then you have Malik Monk coming off the bench too, and he just got a big deal. So Sacramento is not going to be a team you want to mess with. And honestly, this makes them the best team in California right now on paper. You guys agree with that? I think they're better right now than Lakers, Clippers, and Golden State. What do you guys have to say to that? Whoever wants to take it.
I mean, I do understand. I mean, the Lakers. We don't know what team you're going to get. I mean, they really haven't done much. I mean, what are you going to get with Golden State now that Clay isn't there? How do they adjust? How do they adapt? In the Clippers losing Paul George, what kind of impact will it have on that team? So you can make it's a sound argument that they're the best team in California.
Yep. Nikki.
I mean, on paper, as of right now, they look like it. Like if you put together an updated 2K24 roster for exhibition, the Kings would probably be the highest rated team. But in reality, number one, the rosters haven't been completed yet. And number two, we're still going to have to see how they play. As of right now, they look like it. I mean, the Clippers, they got Kawhi, but you don't know if he's going to hold up. And the Lakers, AD, LeBron, and those are the only two notable names on the team. And then you got the Warriors. Yeah, you still got Steph there, but it looks like this is the beginning of the end for them. So, yeah, they should be the best team, but we'll have to see ultimately if they are.
Yep.
California ones.
And Blaze.
I mean, that's like, I don't know, trying to pick out the shiniest bottle of pop that's in the fridge. It's like they're all shiny. They all got pop in them. They're all good. None of them are horrible. None of them are great. So yeah, I mean, you could arguably give an argument for any of those four at any given time to be the best in California at one point or another. And the fact that we don't know how these teams are going to be finalized and made up is probably, like Nikki said, the best thing that right now it's like you can't really say because, what are the Lakers going to look like when it comes around? What are the Clippers going to look like? Losing Paul George is one thing, but are they going to have Westbrook?
At this point, there's still, from what I've heard, like on social media and ESPN, the media, whatever, that they want to trade Westbrook, and the prime target is Denver. So I'm like, why would Denver want him? Why would they want Westbrook? They already have a great thing going. So I think Westbrook is stuck in Clipperland.
I think like a lot of teams have to prepare for the worst now. It's like we talked about it the last couple of weeks. You can't really depend on having a big three or just a good starting five. We saw with the Nuggets and we saw at Boston the last 2 years. These are deep teams that have players coming off the bench significant minutes and really affecting these championships. So it's like times have changed and it's a little bit different that these teams are going to go out and get a player that you normally would think would start, might be coming off the bench, might serve a different role. So yeah, the shuffling of the deck is still going on here, and we got a good bit of it before anything's solid ready for a season to start. So it's still up in the air for a lot of things.
Yeah, and can you imagine if the Warriors actually make a trade for like a Lauri Markkanen or something? They have the assets to do it. I don't think Utah will make that trade, but if they do get Lauri Markkanen, that will put them over the top.
You also have to factor in the CBA.
Right.
I've been hammering that the past few days. The new CBA is really impacting everyone. We said it here before, in terms of the impact that it has not only on the teams but the players, the money. Blaze hammered, spoken about, no more big threes in a sense. You can't do it anymore, and you're going to be hamstrung depending on which apron that you're basically at, whether it's the first or the second. And with each of them, there is certain contingencies that certain contingencies in place that prohibit you from moving forward, making certain moves, and utilizing, the certain exceptions that are available. So it's going to be interesting when you sit down and you look at potential trades. Now you have to honestly even as fans, you have to say, what does that team have? Where are they at? Can we legitimately trade to them? Because will this put them over, said apron, and then, they may pull out because you can't.
Right.
Got to have a good pullout game, right?
Pause. But pause. But yeah, I'm just saying Sacramento's going to be a team you don't want to mess with a high-powered offense. So now, Detroit's been making moves. Have been making some questionable moves, but they made some moves. Cade Cunningham gets extended. Tobias Harris is now on Detroit again, and they bring Paul Reed over to there. So what is Detroit doing? That is my question. I know they got to spend money to make the team better, but I don't think this moves the needle at all. I don't think so.
You got to do something. When you're the Spurs and you're the Pistons and you're the bottom of the barrel, I mean, you have your gems, you have your Wembys, you have your Cade Cunninghams that you can try to build around. But it's like you said, it's pretty much like go grab a bunch of talent if you can or whatever you can to try. I mean, the saying is out there that there's only one way to go is up when you're that bad, right? So it's like the old spaghetti theory: throw it at the wall, see what sticks. And for those two teams, we talked about it last week as well, talking about the Sixers not having to do a complete rebuild, just continuing to work with what they have. Teams that continue to stay afloat and not have to like literally start over, where they can try to keep the pieces they have and build around them. But those are two teams that have solid piece to build around, but it's like how to build around it. It's just like having a Lego set of 10,000 pieces and like which parts are going to work better together. So I don't envy either one of those teams trying to figure that out, because you have a star, but where do you go from there?
Right. Nikki?
For the Pistons, it's desperation. They're looking to bring in any players that they feel can be even just productive. Their standards for getting guys are they're at a low, because you're not going to get stars to want to come to the Pistons. They're not going to want to join this team. They're going to want to go to a team where they feel they have a shot at winning a championship or helping a team make a push for a championship. So Detroit's not that team for them. It's just a place for players like exiled players like Tobias, whose value is low and just will take anything he can get. So he'll take the offer from Detroit just to play. And you got Paul Reed, who's just looking for job security in the NBA at this point. So for the Pistons, you're in that position as a team. That's the best you can get for now until you actually do something. Until Cade Cunningham takes that next step and actually becomes a true franchise player and the Pistons start turning things around, you're not going to get players to want to come there. So if you're the Pistons, take whatever veterans or young, decent role players you can get. And that's what they're doing. Kind of feel bad for them that this is the best they can do, but for them, they just have to do something to at least try to get better. I mean, obviously, Tobias and Paul Reed aren't the answer, but what else can you do if you're the Pistons at this point? Hope for better luck in the draft lottery, but they don't have any control over that. So,
yeah, I mean, they went back-to-back years with the 5th overall pick.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Coach, how do you feel about what the moves that Detroit Pistons have made?
I mean, it seems like they're trying to put something around Cade Cunningham, and you still have Ivy. You do have some young pieces, and say what you want about Tobias Harris. He's still a veteran that, for the most part, you do have to respect what he can do on certain given nights. So, and Reed is not going to take the ball out of Cunningham's hand. He's just not. Right. So, can he do a little bit of the little things, and is he going to be coached up to be able to do that? I get what they're trying to do. So, they only have one way to go, and that's up from there. So, It's a TBD for me.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, they're at the bottom of the barrel, like Blade said. So I I hate saying this, but are they tanking? You think because they've been down there so long for maybe like a Cooper Flag or something? I hate saying that, but you got to get that one cornerstone. Maybe Cade is not it. Maybe. Maybe you got to try something different. I don't know, but they did give Cade that massive deal. A big deal, so I don't know. Only time would tell, I guess. So,
I just think tanking is ridiculously stupid because even look at this
Yeah.
year's draft. You can go number 1 through 10, and was there a guarantee that number 1 or number 2 or number 3 were going to be guaranteed real good right off the bat? No.
not
So
in this year's
what-
draft, no.
So what does tanking do? It doesn't even guarantee you that one spot because of the lottery.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
know,
like,
and they're out of luck.
I understand why you're thinking that because when you're at that point, why not just try to keep getting the best player every couple years? But no, teams are trying to win. Regardless of what it looks like, they're trying to win. Who's
Yeah.
to say that, one of these free agents blow up with Wemby and their team is in playoff contention? He's that
Right.
type of, generational player that could make a difference. If he improves from last year, I mean, we saw a tip of the iceberg. I mean, what if, I'm not saying Tobias is going to be an all-star next to Cade Cunningham, but, you never know. There is parity in sports, and every once in a while you get a team that's not supposed to be there that creeps up. Like, look what Houston did last year. I know they didn't go super far, but none of us projected them to be, like, competing for playoffs and shit like at the beginning of the year. We thought they'd be down the bottom with San Antonio. So I think these teams at the bottom got to be hoping for, players that underdevelop to develop, something to come together. One of those changes in the hierarchy of the team to make a big difference, whether it's a coach or a general manager. So, I mean, I would think, especially as $1 million corporation, every one of these 32 teams. And that's why when fans out there every year say, my team's winning it all this year, even if your team's not that good, yes, you should say that because you're a fan of that team. So it's like every team should go in to their season thinking we're going to win it all. Now, realistically, if they don't have the talent, they're hoping for a miracle, but that's why they play the game. Someone said that before in the past. So you never know when a team that's not supposed to be good ends up being good. That's what I'm trying to say. They're all professionals.
Yeah, and actually, I just want to bring this up. You were talking about the Spurs. Maybe one of that signings could help them get over that, maybe to playoff contention. It's Chris Paul. You've seen what he did with OKC. Shout out to RQ. You've seen what he did to these teams, get them over to the hump. Maybe the Spurs can do that. Sorry, Rios. And of course, when we talk about the Spurs, you're not here.
I mean, Chris
Every
Paul's
time.
that's a great example, too. I mean, what if we get
Yeah.
a resurgence from someone like him? Like, he still has it in him where he doesn't have to do everything because he got a bunch of young players to go run around everywhere. But if he can lead that team and kind of guide them into the right direction, they might creep into the playoffs this year.
Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
Chris Paul's
actually,
obviously a veteran. He's there to help with the young guys.
yeah, but you've seen him carry a team to the playoffs, and even to further, look at what he did with the Rockets back in the day. They were one win away, and then he got injured, and then people are still saying if he played, they would have beaten that Warriors team.
I've always been a fan of Chris Paul. I think I've always loved his game, and look how long he's been playing as well. So for him to still
Yeah.
be playing at this point, whether he's coming in just to mentor the young kids or to come in to lead, I think he can serve either one of those roles.
Yeah.
Blaze is loving a player not from Kentucky. Wow.
I mean, I do have a few other jerseys from other players from other teams.
Yes, sir. I didn't think there were jerseys over there.
No, and I only have one All-Star one. That's pretty weird. I thought I had more than one.
Oh, really? We'll talk about that later on in the show, though. But make sure you guys stay tuned for that, for the jerseys discussion. But let's actually take this to the Olympics right now. And with USA, are they the favorites to win it all? Or do you see, like, Canada making a statement or something?
I mean, they have to be the favorites, but it's just like
Yes.
we've seen so many good players on other teams. I mean, Canada, France, Serbia, Germany, Australia, Greece, Spain. Those are the teams those 8 teams right there are your top 8. I mean, they all got quality players. We talked about before, some of these foreign teams are more used to playing with each other, from their country. So it's like, will it be a little more competitive? That's what we're hoping for. I'm sure as basketball fans, you want competition. Do I want to see the U.S. win by 50 or 60 like the old Dream Team? I think those days are gone. But I wouldn't be surprised if they win a game or two by a lot. I also wouldn't be surprised if they lose a couple games in the group stage or something. It's and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think at first, when we've discussed it, ad nauseum as well, the idea behind getting NBA players in the Olympics back in the day was to grow the game. And look how much it has grown the game over these 20 some years, over the last 5 or 6 Olympics. You see other teams start to do better, have more good players, and the NBA itself shows that it's more of a melting pot now of, international players mixed with what we got here in the U.S. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
But Canada's the only one I see. I think they could beat the U.S. if the U.S. is playing at the top of what they can play. It's all to the coaching when it comes down to this, because when you're talking about these teams, like the Dream Team or whatever team, USA team, you got a starting 5 on your bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally could lose your starting 5 and still have a starting 5 that could still win, this tournament. So that's what you're kind of looking at. So it's more about gelling as a team, playing as a team, working as a team, than it is who's the most talented team. It's the U.S. by far. Who's the best team? I don't know. Some of these other ones have been playing together, know each other well. International game, the rules are a little bit different here and there. Nothing drastic, but they do have to be aware of that as well. Some of the changes of the, not the free throw line, but the paint. The paint is a little different. The 3-point line is a little different. I think the width of the court is a little tiny bit different. So, little things like that are different. I don't think it's going to come into major play, but it could. I just want good competition. Are they guaranteed a gold like they were in the past? No, not at all. Not even close. Yeah. Which I think that's a good thing for the game in general.
Yeah, I love that. Coach, how do you feel about USA? They're the favorites? You have them winning it all?
They better win it.
Right?
Yes, they're the favorites. There's no, in my eyes, there's no. It's in a sense unacceptable. To be egotistical, it's unacceptable not to come back with a gold medal. So, can there be competition? Should there be? Is there competition? Yes. Like you said, Canada. You still have to respect Greece with the Greek Freak. He's still going to be a tough player. So, but
they knocked out Luka. Luka.
Exactly. So
it kind of sucks that it's a lose. It's kind of a lose-lose for America. If we win, we were supposed to. So it's a bigger story if someone else wins the gold over. If U.S. wins, that's not really a big story. But like Coach just said, that's the attitude we have to have. We have this. It's our league. It's the National Basketball Association. Basketball is an American sport. This ain't soccer. This ain't cricket or other sports that are big all over the world. Basketball is big all over the world, but we have to have that attitude where, of course, we have all these NBA All-Stars on one team. We should beat these teams with one All-Star or one NBA player or two. Mm-hmm. We should, but we have to have that attitude. But like I just said, I wouldn't be surprised. Serbia beats the United States in Game 1 of the Olympics. You never know.
Also, I think the United States is in if I'm not mistaken, their bracket is much easier than Canada's. And I forgot who else is in that bracket with them. It's supposedly it's a tough bracket for Canada and the rest of them. So, that's why, in a sense, my expectation is higher.
Yep. Nikki.
Of course, we're the projected favorites. Always, Team USA is going to be the favorites on paper. And with a team using professional athletes for an entire team, we should be winning the gold medal every year. If we don't, people start to question what went wrong. After the 04 Olympics, all everyone talked about is how come US didn't win the gold? How come we didn't win the gold? Now, this time's different 2 decades later because you got more competition. You got particularly more players that America notices as, okay, this team could be competition. This team could be competition. Well, there was always competition. Even that 08 Redeem with Spain. They were tough to beat, but we still beat them. But now we're starting to, now that you got guys like Jokic playing in the Olympics, guys like Giannis in the Olympics, SGA, Dylan Brooks, and all those guys in Canada, yet you start to see now that, oh, yeah, there's more competition out there. France with Wemby, Gobert and company. You start to notice it now, and you're like, okay, there's going to be some competition. But we should still be the favorites. If we don't win the gold medal, we're going to have to start wondering, really have to take a long look at, okay, why is this not happening anymore?
Right. And my question is Kevin Durant playing tonight, or is he still like can't play? Because tonight we're against Canada. I know it's not the Olympics yet. It's one of those games like I forget what they call it, but
it's like
it's
the Olympic equivalent to preseason.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you. So is he playing? Is Katie going to be playing?
I think the real question about the United States Olympic team is who's your starting 5? Because I think based on all the talent that's there, you could probably ask 20 different basketball fans and get at least 10 different starting lineups. You know, there's no given. Here's your 5, and here's the rest. I mean, you could argue you can go old people or young people. Because I would rather see Ant Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton in a starting 5. But are they going to do that over Durant and LeBron? It's like
and Curry.
Yeah, and Curry. So I was even thinking about it. Steph, Ant Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and Embiid and Durant. Maybe you got to get.
You can put AD there.
Yeah,
you can put AD. You can even put Tatum.
And that's what I mean. Like that, I'm not jealous of the coach trying to juggle all these the biggest basketball egos in the world, literally. So, I mean, like who your starting 5 would be. Some people have Drew Holiday starting point guard.
I'm actually not mad at that.
I mean, you don't want 5 players that are ball heavy because then, you know, you don't have 5 basketballs. So having one that's legit point guard in this case, I think would be self-serving, and all big guys shoot threes. So it's not like you can find a big guy that's, you know, doesn't shoot threes. I mean, even Embiid and Durant can step out and hit them, but it's like, who is your starting 5? Like,
I'm actually trying to think of that now. I'm actually trying to think. Obviously, I would start Curry. That is me. I would start LeBron. This is no particular order. So I'm going Curry, LeBron, Embiid. Curry, LeBron, Embiid. I'll put KD and Anthony Edwards. That'll be mine.
Yeah, I was thinking Curry, Edwards, Halliburton, LeBron, and Embiid just to get those 2 young guys in there because I know they're not starting.
Yeah. I
know they're going to bring them off the bench, but Booker should be a starter too, in my opinion. It's like, how do you pick a starting 5?
Right.
and that's going to be the key. Like we talked about it before. I think the greatest Olympic NBA player is Carmelo Anthony. Because every time he's played in the Olympics, he's played better than the Jordans, better than the Kobe Bryants, better than the Shaqs, better than the Olajuwon. He played better than anybody. He was the go-to guy in these. So you can have a guy who's just a perennial all-star be legendary in the Olympics and really step up.
Yep.
See, I like that lineup.
Nice.
I like that. That's exactly what I had.
Yeah.
Exactly what I had. Like, hey, but yeah, and then did you guys catch what Anthony Edwards was saying? Like he's the number 1 option? How do you guys feel about that? I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
That's dog mentality, Mamba mentality. I mean, that's like we've talked about before. You go through high school and college, treated like kings and queens, like gods. When you're at that level, I do not blame him for thinking that way. And You got to. If you got that talent, you got to think you're the best on the court at all times and say it. And Anthony Edwards, it doesn't come off like one of these, I know I'm the best, fuck everybody else type of people, but he still comes across as this, I know I'm the best on the court at any time, and I will tell you about it, and I will believe that I can beat you. And that's the type of attitude someone that great should have. So I love the fact he has that attitude.
I love
He's
it
not
too.
a dick about it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he's not a dick about it.
Nah, exactly what Kobe was, Jordan was. I'm okay with it. Coach, how do you feel about Anthony Edwards saying that?
I want him to.
My God, is
There you go.
I mean, I definitely want him to. I mean, like Blaze has said, that's a dog mentality. I want dogs. I don't want somebody who doesn't want to be the guy, the man. And, I mean, he's coming from an environment where they all do, in a sense, come from where they're the man. They are the man. They want to make that last shot. So I don't have a problem with him feeling and speaking that way.
And Nikki, how do you feel about Anthony Edwards saying those words?
What was he say again?
That he's the best player on the court and the ball should go through him.
Obviously, there is some ego behind it, but that's the case with all these top players. Now you're going into the Olympics. Hey, everybody's got to put aside their ego and work as a team. It's just something that has to be done. And Anthony Edwards, yeah, I get it. On the Timberwolves, yeah, you're the best player on the team. But in the Olympics, you got to share ball duties with your teammates. We can't, that's something we can't be having on the Olympics. I mean, unless Anthony Edwards is the right guy to get the ball to, then you put it to him. But if LeBron's the right guy, you give it to him. If Devin Booker's the right guy, you give it to him. Now, obviously, you got the stars and the bench guys, but I'm just saying it can't be one player mentality with the Olympics.
Yeah. But for me, I want a guy who can say that. I want a guy to take the reins, and especially him at that young, talking like that. The future's only going to look brighter for this kid. He's going to look brighter with those, with that mindset, because in the NBA, you need it to succeed. You need it to succeed. No soft players here. So. And then now we got to talk about the Summer League, right? The Summer League is happening right now. Are the fans overreacting to the Summer League? What I mean by that, thank you. Thank you. Because people are just like, oh, he could be the next Jaylen Brown. Look at him play. Look at him play. Look at this. Oh, we're winning.
Gosh, please.
So I'm just like, I love it because it's basketball. We want to see our team succeed. We want to see the draft prospects do well. But at the end of the day, these are the guys that have never stepped forward on an NBA floor. And then you look at a guy like Jeff Dowtin, right? Jeff Dowtin is 27 years old. He played for 5 NBA teams in 3 years. And now he's on the Summer League team for the Sixers. So I'm just like, I'm not talking about my chat. I'm talking about the whole social media in general. I'm talking about the whole social media in general. So, Blaze, you already said yes. So, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like someone watching a preseason football game and saying, we're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. Like people were saying, it's to showcase the young talent, get them hyped up, see where they fit. Are they G League? Are they on the team? Are they off the team? Who's going to be second string, third string? It's all finding your place. It's great experience for the young kids. I mean, plus, we're not talking about 1 or 2 undergrads. We're talking about all pretty much undergrads, except for 1 or 2 that may have went 4 years and graduated, et cetera, et cetera. So these are kids that need experience. They need it at a pro level, even though they may have played at the highest level in college. This is a little different. So it's definitely valuable for these players, valuable for players that have gone to a different team to get used to some acclimated to their team as well. So it is what it is. I mean, you got to take it for what it's worth. Now, getting excited about a young prospect, like I am hyped about Ricky Council. I think Ricky Council can be a super valuable piece that you didn't expect. that you didn't have to go out and give a tons of draft picks for, that you didn't have to lose players for, and I think every team hopes to have that diamond in the rough, that gem that blows up in a summer league. And it's like, we got another fucking star in our team and we didn't even plan it. So I mean, that's what I look at summer league for. Where are these pieces to the puzzle going to fall and fit? Did we draft correctly to fit our team? And where do we go from here? So the college, the stuff that happens in college is a little bit different, than what you get. And you're getting a little taste of professional basketball where, like we talked about some of these foreign kids that play pro basketball earlier, they don't get so little. It's kind of like a quick grow up session for, some of them. It's a put up or shut up for a lot of them too. Yeah. They're trying to make a team. So that's who it's exciting for. And it's, more important for is those players trying to make a team or trying to be that star that they didn't know that team had. So you can't look too far into it, but I get people getting excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you get a player out of nowhere that you didn't think could end up starting or really contributing to your team. That could be a difference maker.
And Coach, people overreacting over summer league?
Based on what you said, Mitch, sure they are. I mean, fans are fans, but fans are fanatics. They're always going to overreact. So,
right.
I mean, but if you have a level of, if you have the ability to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to be excited for my team. I want to see, this player who we drafted, see what he looks like a little bit in a pro environment. You take it for what it's worth, then you don't go too far. You just appreciate what they see. So I don't know what you mean, Arku. Sure they are. I just said they are.
He just said they are.
So
he said they are.
But there are some, like us. We also take it for what it is. We don't go too crazy and too far. We're not too intense with it. We just, want to sit back and enjoy watching a little basketball, in their free time. And, our team, this is who we brought in. And then, you know what? If you're really tuned into your team, you're looking for a steal somewhere off of someone's roster, not just your own, but throughout all of Summer League. Can we end up getting XYZ player because he fits a need for what we're looking for to help our team in the long run?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nikki.
Of course. It's typical. Always fans. There are fans that overreact. They see. Well, this is exactly, as Blaze said, the equivalent to NFL preseason. I remember the 2015 Eagles, that first preseason game against the Colts. My dad was talking afterward, I've never seen them look this good. This could be the year. And we saw what happened that year.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly fired before the final game. So that meant nothing. But yeah, you're going to see people react, oh, this player had 29 points. This player had 30 points. It could be the next star. Of course, but you're talking about one summer league game against a bunch of guys. A majority of the players on the opposing team will not see an NBA roster. A majority of them. So you got to factor that level of competition in. Now, if someone can consistently put up dominating stats in the summer league, that's a sign that they're at least going to make it to an NBA roster. But that doesn't mean they're going to be the next star. Because what happens when they take that step up in competition? How do they fare in that scenario? That's something fans have to consider. And plus, you're talking about 1 or 2 games. Let's see if they consistently play good throughout the summer league.
Yeah. I mean, when the Sixers played last night, you had their center, Adem Bona, who had 6 blocks. Oh my God! Here come the jokes.
Get your boner jokes ready.
Don't you also get 10 fouls in the summer league? So it's.
Wait, do you? I don't even know that.
I think you get 10 fouls right now in the summer league, if I'm not mistaken. Where
maybe you're right.
Yeah, you
He,
get 10 fouls, so it's not like you're getting sick. So, you know,
yeah.
these
If you
these
get 10 fouls, oh my God, that game should never end. That game should never end. Everyone says,
no. I mean,
can
look at the
you?
rule. Look at the overtime rules too.
Yeah,
It's first to whatever it is. I think an extra 7 points or something like that. So it's
yeah,
like, all right. I mean, I do like that rule, but it was short in overtime.
yeah.
Don't want to overplay your players and stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
have unnecessary court time where they get hurt. No, they shouldn't have been playing 4 overtimes in a summer league game or something. I kind of get it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Protect the players at the same time, develop them.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But this player I'm going to talk about now, he's already actually, I was going to find the next segue, but I failed there. Brandon Ingram, he wants a $200 million contract extension, and I'm like, I don't think they can do that.
For how many years? If it's for 200 years, there you go.
I was
Well,
just thought that
Your
was
key
good.
word, the key word you use, Mitch, is he wants. You can want
Yeah.
it, but can they give it to you? So just because you want it doesn't mean you're going to get it. I mean, husbands find that out from their wives all the
I
time.
knew,
So,
I knew that was going somewhere.
so hey, look, he wants $200 million. Can the Pelicans give him $200 million? If not, where do you meet in the middle?
This is what I don't think they're trading him at all after they just acquired DeJounte Murray. Like, you got, my God, that lineup is just insane. You got CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram. They're just missing a big man. They're missing a center.
You forgot
So-
about what's his name? Jones too?
Who?
Don't they have that wing player Jones?
Herb Jones? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Herb
yeah,
Jones.
yep. They also got him as well. So, Pelicans are fine. Brandon Ingram, I'm not exactly a big fan of him. Just, I'm not a big fan of his game. So, do I think he deserves that? Probably not. No, but what do I know? They got Daniel Tice. Thank you, Arco. So, yeah, I'm just a guy who talks basketball. I don't know the ins and outs, so I'm just giving my opinion. So, Nikki, how do you feel about Brandon Ingram wanting $200 million extension?
I get the players, they want more money, but number one, do you think the Pelicans can afford to pay him? The answer is no. And secondly, is Brandon Ingram a player worth that type of extension? With all due respect, no, he's not a superstar. He's not in the LeBron or a Steph Curry or a Luka or Anthony Edwards stratosphere. So not only is it unaffordable, is an unaffordable request, I don't think it's the right request for a player the level of Brandon Ingram. So no, I just don't. That's too much for me.
Remember, Nikki, you and I were streaming that the play-in game.
Yep.
I think the Pelicans were playing the Lakers. When
Yep.
Zion was hitting all cylinders, he gets injured, and then they lose the game. I mean, I don't think Brandon Ingram could be that guy who gets that kind of money, but he can definitely be like a third or fourth option. And in this, he is. You can argue with him as the fourth option, having CJ at the third. You can argue with Brandon Ingram being the third and CJ the fourth. Because right now, honestly, Zion's one. DeJounte Murray's two. And then you got Ingram and then so on and so forth. So. And I love how Goddess goes. Hell no. I love that. That is great. That is
words.
Just the way we words. All right. So to close off the Pick and Roll podcast, episode 79, me and Coach Ed, we were on MK Lounge. We were talking about Blaze's specialty, the NBA jerseys, like the best. We were just talking about jerseys, which jerseys were the best, what year, what team. So in your guys' opinion, what jerseys were classified as the best, and I agree with Blaze right there on that one. If you guys are listening on audio, if you guys are listening on audio platforms,
We got
Blaze,
this boring one right here. It's this orange.
No.
and blue,
No.
just says
That's
New
not.
York.
That's not even the best one. That's
It's
not even the
boring.
best one. To go back to the Allen Houston, the Trail Spree Rails, the end of the '90s, early 2000s, with a dark blue, where you had the black piping on the side with the orange trim. Those were the fire ones.
How about the Nuggets? You talk about the Nuggets with the
the Nuggets with the
Yeah.
city line.
the Nuggets with the we
the
said
old
that.
Orlando and Charlotte ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Orlando and
black
Charlotte.
pinstripes. Yeah.
I even like this Pacers one. The Pacers when they have just like how the Sonics used to have the Sonics.
Ooh, Pacers.
Damn, Homer Simpson up here today. Tell us how you really feel.
You know what though? Honestly, seriously, the best Pacers ones, those when they did have the pinstripes in their jerseys. Whether it was the gold ones or the blue ones, I did like those pinstripe ones.
Yeah. And Arku, to answer your question, yes, the Hardcore Sports Network is on Spotify. If you want to follow the Hardcore Sports Network podcast on Spotify, that is where you can find all of our podcasts from. So we're on Spotify now. We've been on Spotify for quite a bit now. We're on episode 92 of the podcast. So
No 69.
no, we already passed that. We already passed that a while ago. Yeah, that was a nice jersey, Blaze. I like that one. The one you were holding.
You're just talking about, right?
Yeah.
The pinstripes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's just
The
like
Reggie choking.
yeah. So, Nikki, what jerseys were your favorite if you had to pick any?
Oh, some of them were like the old Spurs '90s were cool. Also,
Yeah.
the Vancouver Grizzlies back when they were Vancouver, which
Mhm,
was the best
mhm.
part about them. But yeah, those were nice jerseys.
Yeah,
There you go. We also had the Seattle Supersonics. Even the 2000s uniforms were kind of cool with the Sonics.
Mm-hmm.
What else was
So
a good
make it
one?
rain, make it rain.
Like that Bucks
Yep.
one.
Yep. The Thunder. I always like the Thunder ones that they had. I liked.
Always like the
Yeah,
Sun
about
jerseys. All the Sun
Yes.
jerseys I always like.
Yeah,
Blaze
course.
is going into the collection. Yep.
I wasn't really a big fan of like the old Mavs jersey. Like the Nets 2000s were kind of
Oh
cool.
wow, who's that one?
The powder blue Nets.
Yeah.
That was Wells. Oh, okay, that's a name.
Even the
Oh,
Brooklyn
yeah.
color currently it's
Yeah.
a cool color scheme.
Like
You know who? Yeah, the Black Magic jersey is fire. I like that. The
Ooh,
Timberwolves,
Timberwolves.
yes.
Kevin Garnett.
Timberwolves
Kevin
with
Garnett.
the trees on them.
Yeah, the Kevin Garnett ones. I'm just trying to think of any now. I feel like. Oh wow!
Kerry
I like
Kittle.
the New Jersey Nets. I like the New Jersey ones in the front, where it's the New Jersey, which is gray. I think.
Yeah, I was a fan of the Jason Kidd era Nets jerseys. Those were
You
kind
said
of
the
cool.
Yeah.
Grizzlies.
No, I'm talking about when you go back to the powder, go to Derek Coleman and the Kenny Andersons in the early '90s. It was way before most of y'all. And the Drazen Petrovits, they
Yeah.
had a nice
Yeah.
powder blue with a little red and white incorporated into it.
What you know about the Pittsburgh Condors from the CBA, from the ABA? I mean,
What are they? The fish that say Pittsburgh?
no, this is the Condors. It was the real.
I know, Blaze. I'm joking. That's why I said the fish that say Pittsburgh, the movie.
It's the Pittsburgh Pisces.
Yeah, exactly. The Pittsburgh Pisces with Dr. J back then on the team.
I had the Blaze. I see the Spurs Kawhi there. I had the Tim Duncan one.
For Jeffy.
Yeah, those were cool. Those aren't the ones I was referring to though.
I know. Or you? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had the Tim Duncan one when I was a kid.
Dope.
I had the Tim
The
Duncan.
T-Mac Blue
The
Magic
Tim
jerseys
Duncan.
were nice.
Yeah.
The Bullets.
Oh.
Bernard King. Don't
Remember
tell
the
me that's
Bullets
Bernard
ones where
King.
they had like the
Don't tell me that's
string-
Bernard King.
No.
Blaze, is that Bernard King? Oh, Rasheed Wallace. All right. Well, no, you're laughing. Bernard King played for the Bullets too.
I know. I thought it was Wallace at first. I love the old Warrior jerseys from Curry's rookie year.
Remember the Nets ones that had the stars down the side?
Yeah.
Stripes, the Nets ones.
Jason Kidd as a coach, it's funny. How is it kind of funny when he led the team to a finals?
Yeah, he's a great coach and
You mean
a great
ironic?
player.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other jerseys now. I'm just going
Well,
on
sadly,
blank.
the ones that are coming to mind now are the worst.
Yeah, what are the worst ones then? Let's talk about that.
All right, the green Bulls jerseys. I mean, I'm sorry, they used it for Christmas one year. It was like early.
Yeah, they
Blue
did it
Rose.
for St. Patrick's Day or
I
something.
think everybody did that. The
Yeah.
Knicks have a green
St.
one
Patrick's
too.
Day.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
the thing is
they-
with that, it's just the wrong team using the color green. End of
But-
story on that one.
I think every team did it. Y'all didn't y'all have one too?
I remember a lot of teams doing the green
Yeah,
for
for
St.
the
Patrick's
Christmas
Day and stuff.
in St.
Sure.
Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did. But now the Christmas.
Mavericks, what was it like, silver or something like that?
Yeah,
Or it was like
the
brownish
Christmas
color,
jerseys
Mavs.
nowadays, they're good. The Christmas days now jerseys, they're good. I like those.
Yeah. What about the old Raptors one with the Raptor on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The very first ones.
Yeah. They were good as well. I mean,
hate this new Lakers purple one it's like a light purplish, and it's like, huh?
Oh, here's
Yeah.
a good one I forgot. The old Miami Heat, like the 90s, Lonzo and Tim
Yeah.
Hardaway senior jerseys. Those were good ones. Like with the Heat Knicks rivalry.
yeah. The Miami Heat ones. Yep. Which one? Beasley. Oh wow.
Got a lot of these at like secondhand stores where you got the players that got traded and the jerseys are like $10. So I grabbed them.
Yeah. Now Michael Beasley's a part of this like YouTube group playing basketball, so that's where he's at now.
Of course, the GOAT, the best of all time, the black Jordan jerseys. They had the ones with the pinstripes too.
You know which ones were cool? The one with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the Lakers. I like those.
Which
How
one do you
many-
like better?
Give me a neat white jersey, Atlanta Hawk. Talk to me.
Wait, how many of Michael Jordan jerseys do you have?
This one's a replica. This one's an authentic.
Talk to me about
Oh.
Dominique Blaze, Dominique Wilkins. Come on.
Yeah, I can't go full Dominique on you, but I got an old Hawks.
Nah,
Ooh,
boo.
nice.
Is that a
Nah.
Matumbo? That's not a
Remember
Matumbo.
the Hawks one where it had the word sideways? I think that's it. I know which uniforms
Oh,
you're talking about, Coach.
Yeah, 1980 was it 86, 85?
Yeah.
This too, and they had the stuff on the side here. I remember DePaul, the college DePaul used to have the jerseys with the stripes down the side.
Yep. Classic.
Here's a weird Knicks one.
What?
Knicks jersey. So
Yeah, that's a replica from I think was it
Yeah.
supposed to be from the 1950s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I'm just looking at all these jerseys right now. The Charlotte Hornets ones, the blue with Glenn Wright, with that one. The
I would
Phoenix Suns.
just like the Sixers to just bring back this. Just say Sixers.
We're bringing back the 2000-2001.
This one,
Yes.
but it's just an alternate, right?
And for
It's no more
2025.
Phila.
You hate the filler ones.
I get it, but
What's wrong with them?
I don't really like the filler
Not
ones
from
either.
Philly.
What about the Sonic ones with Gary Payton?
Phila.
Which one?
Nice.
The
Here, I'm
white
about
ones,
to-
the green ones?
It's the green ones. I'm about to show you a picture of it now.
Make it
Oh, yeah,
rain,
Blake.
make it rain. Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp, yep. Ah, man. The jerseys are just like, oh my God. How many jerseys do you have, Blaze? I
Every
think I asked.
Clippers jerseys is ugly.
100.
That's what I said. Every Clippers jersey is atrocious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Clippers have been. I kind
What
of like
about
the
the-
new logo that they have.
I was just about to ask. You like the new logo ones?
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
I mean, they're getting a new arena, new everything, rebrand a little bit.
That's why I was shocked that they let the whole thing with Paul George, because I thought they were going to center the rebrand around him and Kawhi, but that fell
I
through.
think it's the CBA. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is up, Jay? What is up, man? Thank you for stopping by.
CBA, the Continental Basketball Association. I remember the CBA.
Mm.
There's the Pittsburgh Piranhas played in the CBA.
Clippers are done. Here comes
The
our
only
coup
Piranha
trashing
from
the Clippers
Pennsylvania-
again.
The only Piranha from Pennsylvania I know is Central Penn, and I hated that team, even though they gave me a go.
For all the kids out there, the G League used to be called the CBA.
Yeah. The Clippers' new logo looks too much like the Titanic.
Well, there you go. It fits perfect.
There you go. Yeah, I'm trying. Is there any other good jerseys I'm forgetting?
Go through each team. Celtics, trash. Every last one of them, trash. New York, got some good ones. Jersey, I'm sorry. Brooklyn, trash.
I don't like the
Jersey?
Brooklyn one.
New Jersey, some good ones.
Remember the shiny
got-
net ones? The silver shiny jerseys they had?
Mhm. You guys have
Kenny
some
Anderson days?
decent ones. The Wizards. Well, see, the Bullets. Bullets, Wizards. Atlanta. Atlanta has some good ones with the white ones with the red and the yellow trim. Orlando has some good
I like the
ones.
Washington ones.
Nah, see, I don't. I don't like it. That's me though. I just don't like it. Who am I forgetting? Miami. Miami has had some. I just don't want to give them credit.
Yeah.
The
Damn.
Pelicans.
The Pelicans had nice ones too.
No, they don't. The stupidest name in
Yeah.
all sports. Anything that says Pelican on is stupid.
The worst name is Commanders.
No, Pelican's worse.
Last
The
one
worst
with the
name- I'm
Pelicans
sorry, the
that
worst
was
name
good
is
was
the
when they were still
Condoms.
the Hornets.
Condoms are the worst name.
Technically.
Left hand up.
No, that's dumb.
See?
And roll it down. Make sure it covers the.
How about this finger up?
See,
So
you're doing it wrong, Blaze. It's just supposed to put up 3 fingers and say split it.
No, I just straight up get to the point.
I go like this. I go like this.
Read between the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Split it.
I did that in 3rd grade.
Oh wow, I wasn't even around.
Blaze, you'd be surprised how many people look confused when you do that when you're giving them the bird.
Well, bird is the word. Alrighty then. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So alright guys, so that's gonna
Oh.
Bird is the word.
Oh.
The word is the word.
There's
Yeah,
a
Bernard-
story of a lovely lady.
Alright,
Very lovely. Oh, it's my show now. Get out of here, all you bitches. Get out, bitches. It's my show.
alright.
That was
It's
me
a-
that moved Blaze.
It's
My show. My show.
alright, it's our show. It's
My
our show.
Take it over to pick and roll.
Hey Taco. Yep. Okay, give me some now. Alright guys, with that being said, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. And we'll catch you all next week for the pick and roll episode number 80. On that note, we're out. Catch everyone later.
Boogers.
Yep. Peace.